Chamber Calls. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, CEO and President of the Black Business Chamber of Commerce, where we are the next generation of entrepreneur in Las Vegas. Today on Chamber Calls, we'll shine a light on one of those businesses. Folks, it is a rare treat. I meet a lot of business owners as I do a lot of interviews, but there are some that just stick out, and one of those is Chris Demery. And Chris is one of the franchise owners for GNC. And I had the pleasure of talking to him a little bit in the last couple of days. And I think you're going to want to get to know this guy because he's going to continue to grow his business. And I think you're going to find out a lot more about him in the future. Chris, welcome to Chamber Calls.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, fantastic. So Chris, tell us now, I think a lot of people know what GNC is, but did they know how many GNCs are there actually in Las Vegas, or were there in Las Vegas at the height of GNCs?
Well, there's too many, honestly.
Yeah.
I believe right now they're a little bit close to 35 in town. Out of those 35, 10 of them are franchise. Right around 10 are franchisees. Are actually combined amount of franchisees in Nevada are 5 right now.
Okay.
4 in Las Vegas and 1 in Ely or Elko, Nevada.
Yeah.
And we're different from corporate. We're independently owned, so we basically kind of set our own rules. We sell different products than a regular GNC. It's more. We're not shoving things down your throat. It's our family business. Yeah.
So so let's back up a little bit. What got you into opening a GNC? Have you always been health minded? And folks, if you've not seen Chris, because just check him out on Facebook. This guy's got guns. He's got the gun show. And so what have you been? Have you always been health conscious?
I have been since high school, college. I've always worked out. We got into the business, actually, my wife is from Canada, and she used to own a company in Canada called Herbal Magic. So we got into the business. We were shopping. She was shopping at the local GNC, walked in one day and asked if anywhere for sale because we were looking to get into another business. And lo and behold, he was looking to sell. Long story short, he had 2 locations. We were trying to get both of them. We ended up getting 1. And from there, we took that store. We grew it to 6 at one time. We had 4 here and 2 in Northern California, and just continued to grow on that. I mean, that's basically that's the gist of the story, so to speak.
Isn't that so? Really, it was just a walk-in kind of and you just kind of walked in and said, "Hey, are you thinking about selling?" And how many years ago was that?
That was a little bit over 13 years ago.
Oh my gosh! And so that's a huge run. Oh my gosh! I'm sure you've met some amazing people on the way.
We have. We took that store. We grew it. We turned it around. We doubled the profits in a year. We went. Like I said, we turned it around. We were Store of the Year in 2013. The only franchisee to ever win that award. I think no one won it last year, but we were franchisee. We were Store of the Year. So at that time, 2,500 stores, we were the #1 store in the nation.
Wow.
Yeah. So we won awards in that $1 million store winner several times. So we took it in and we turned it around.
That is amazing.
We've always kind of thought outside the box, and that's what you have to do in this business.
You really do. Yeah.
So
what are some of the things that you'd have to do? Because I know I think a lot of people think you've got a vitamin store, a health food store, that all you do is open up the doors and that's pretty much it. People come rolling in the doors. But I mean, what kind of things that you guys actually have to do in order to get people in the doors?
Well, customer service. I'd say that's #1. Because, Amazon is the business killer. Amazon is killing a lot of businesses right now, and they're growing. A lot of people want to come in and talk and get information in person. They don't, and they don't want to wait. So that's one of the things we push with our employees is customer service, customer retention. And that can be tough with the generation you deal with right now, because it's the I want it now generation.
Yeah.
You know, they're in it for the sprint, not the long-term, the long leisurely jog. But that's one of the things we drill into their head is that customers should get them to come back and separate us from the corporate side of GNC. Because everyone thinks GNC is all in one. A lot of people don't realize it's a franchise. You know, some of it's a franchise. There's close to 1,500 franchisees just in the U.S. plus Mexico, South America, Nigeria, all over.
Oh,
so yeah.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Now you mentioned customer service. I went to a GNC. This must have been 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because like most African Americans, we have high blood pressure of some kind. Mm-hmm. And I asked the girl about it, and she didn't say she was a doctor, but I'll tell you, she walked me through saying, hey, no, this is probably not going to help you. This is probably not going to help you. Mm-hmm. That really, and she actually walked me through what high blood pressure was and how to actually help me out. And I thought to myself, you know what, that was going beyond the call, because she could have just said, oh, just go ahead and take some of this off the shelf and kick me down the road. But that didn't happen.
That's good. What location, may I ask?
I believe this one was in Summerlin, Charleston, and Town Center.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, that would have been a franchise store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no longer a franchise store. That's
no longer, huh?
Yeah, we're a diamond. We are the oldest franchisee in Nevada right now. We've been here the longest.
You've been here the longest, huh?
The longest, yeah. The longest, about 7 years.
Isn't that amazing? And I think even as you and I spoke about this just a couple of days ago, that how many people actually know, especially now we've got about 3,100 business owners that we're going to blast this out to. How many of them knew that the oldest GNC franchise owner was actually was a small town boy from Colorado that is doing but he's lighting it up, and I think that's encouraging to people.
Well, I mean, we don't toot our own horns. I have to give probably 99% of the credit to my wife. She is the brains behind the operation. I'm more of the, actually, she helps out. She pulls back because I tend to go at it, and she's the numbers. She goes, listen.
Yeah.
So we work well together. We have we work very well together.
Well, good. So you've been married for a while, I can tell, because.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to remember the number. I think our anniversary is coming up next. See, I don't even know what month. I don't know what day it is.
Oh,
this
yes.
thing is. So today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I think our anniversary is next. It is next month. Or is it July?
We're gonna remember that. Yes, we're gonna write that down.
Yeah.
So, but let's back up just a little bit. So, Chris, tell me about your dad, because I was looking and doing a little bit of background on you, and I saw that it looked to me like you've got a real close relationship with your dad. What kind of influence has your dad been on you growing up that you can look back on and say, you know what, this is probably why business-wise I'm where I'm at?
I guess my dad was a career military man. I think he put in close to 30 years.
Wow.
Special forces. He's chemical background, growing up. My dad was always overseas. So growing up, I didn't, missed a lot of football games, but he was serving his country. And he was a hard dude. He was a hard dude. But I respect that discipline now, and I've told him many times, I appreciate you being such how do I say it nicely, an a-hole when I was growing up, because you instilled a certain type of discipline in me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And there should be, nowadays you can't do that, but
you can't discipline your kids, what you're saying.
No, because people standing outside calling 911. So
sure.
But just growing up, that part just made me want to be better.
Yeah.
And he's always got to, right now I'm trying to take care of him from a distance, and it's hard. He's 80 years old. He doesn't listen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, you know,
Those hard-headed parents, I'll tell you that.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, you know, take care of him here, and help him live his best life. He won't move. He's stubborn.
Yeah.
And like I said, a Vietnam vet, and he's in those ways, and he's got his routine, and I can't break him from his routine. This man has had a post office box for 40 years, and he goes to that post office box every single day. I like, Pop, you don't, I can pay this from the internet. There's so many things you could do. He likes to pay his bills in person.
Yes.
He's old school before old school was old school.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's, you know, I'll tell you, I think we can all look back on those memories of our parents and go, you know what? I'm just like my dad. Because now you're a hardworking guy. Yeah, because you're a hardworking guy, and it shows because your business, even with the global pandemic, what it's doing, you're still in there fighting, you're still fighting the good fight, and that's really, you don't know any better, right? I gotta fight.
You can cry in your milk for a little bit, but then you have to figure it out and do something differently. Such as my wife and I have a friend in the medical business, and during this time, we started our medical supply business called Encora.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done things for the Pentagon, as far as N95 masks, KN95 masks,
Mm-hmm.
sanitizer, gloves, the whole 9 yards. So we created a whole nother company on the side to do that. I mean, as the old saying goes, we're like, do you remember the show In Living Color? You know,
Sure.
Yeah, 15 jobs. That's my wife and I. We got 15 jobs.
That's it. Yeah. I'm Jamaican, so of course.
Yeah.
I guess 25 jobs, man. Yeah.
25 job, man.
Yeah.
So, and that's just our, you know, and especially her. She doesn't know how to take a break.
Yeah.
Love her to death, but you know, it also drives me in my own way. And like I said, we just keep plugging. You know, you have to figure out the next move before someone else does.
Sure. Well, before I let you go, let's talk a little bit about the pandemic. Okay, aside from it just killing everybody's business, but one of the things that African Americans suffer from the most is that we are disproportionately affected by this. And I think people look back and they go, well, it's really our diet. It's the stuff we've been doing to us that set us up for this moving forward. Can you give us some kind of insight into some of the things that you might be able to do as a business owner, as somebody who's into the health? I mean, you're a health expert.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things should we as people be doing, and what kinds of foods should we be eating so that we are not, the next time a global pandemic comes up, it's not looking for us first?
Yeah. Like you said before, high concentration of diabetes, high blood pressure. My wife and I went to Mardi Gras this year, and my wife's never been. That's where my dad is from. My majority of my family is from the Louisiana area, all up to Louisiana, and the obesity rate down there is just it's incredible, and it really opens your eyes up when you go from Nevada to there, and you're going, wow. And that's what's happening there now. It's because the underlying problems, if you don't take care of yourself from the beginning, something like this hits, your odds they go down. So, I mean, I'll go up, should I say. So the high blood pressure, the diet is it's good. Trust me. I love going down there and love eating, but some people eat like that every day and you just can't do it. I mean, just as simple as getting up and walking around the block, getting some moving around. Yeah. I'm not saying join a gym or, move. You have to move. And I've always preached that. Just move. Get up, walk around, get some exercise. Maybe have that once a week. The fried foods, the sugar. Yeah. I know it's tough. Trust me, I battle with it every day. Sure. But you just have to, if you want to be around for your kids and your grandkids, you have to take a stand. Yeah. And I mean, that's simple as I can put it. Yeah. And I think we need to hear that. And I think we need to hear it from guys like you who are experts about that. Because I'm an avid, I've got my little gym behind me here and I cycle every day. I'm up to 30 miles a day. So that's been my routine since I was 18. That's 29 more than I am. Yeah. Well, 29 more miles than I am. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, but I had to start slow. I used to be a runner, so I ran for years. Knees went out. Now I'm almost 60 now. But I understand that, I want to be around till 90, and I don't want to be crawling till 90. I want to be in good shape at 90.
Exactly.
But when this global pandemic hit, and then I saw that it was hitting the African American community so hard, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Viruses are not racial. Viruses look for weak people, or they look for compromised systems.
Yes.
And we have got it, and we've been doing it to ourselves for years. So we've got to do something about it. So, I think our business owners need to hear this from you, that, hey, guess what? We need to do something, change our lifestyles. I love chicken. I love fried food. I love all that stuff, but in moderation.
And that's the thing. It can't, growing up in the old days with my mom, it was rice and gravy, fried this, fried that. There was no such thing as fat grams, calories, all that. It was just like, you clean your plate.
Clean your plate. That's it.
You know what? I work hard for this food. I better,
Yeah.
Nowadays, people have to you have to step back once a week. I mean, only time I put it on, I go home and see mom. She makes me a big pot of gumbo, and I swell up like a blowfish.
Oh yeah. Well, you have to do that though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to do that.
I'm out here. I have to go to the grocery store and spend $8,000 on ingredients for gumbo. Make a big pot, freeze it. But once again, moderation. You just have to do it in moderation. So that's the thing. It's tough, but if you want to be around, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, well, thank you, Chris. Once again, so you've got how many franchise stores do you have right now in town? Because I want everybody to know about those.
I have 2 franchise stores in town. I have 1 in San Francisco.
Okay.
My franchise stores here are located on Eastern and Windmill, next to Smith's grocery store.
I know exactly where that one's at. Shoot, yes.
And then if you go down the street about another 1.5 miles, 2 miles, Silverado Shopping Center next to PetSmart and Michael's.
Okay. Well, very. So Eastern and Windmill, and then down in Silverado Ranch, you've got the other 2.
I used to have them all up and down Eastern. I had one behind the airport and one up in Anthem, but business is what business is. So
it is what it is.
Well, use your game. That's all.
Well, we're definitely going to make sure everybody knows about you, and that they're reminded that your business is out there and it is open for business. And has the governor allowed you to open up your business? You doing curbside stuff now, or?
Well, now we're doing the curbside. We did it was the 50. I think 50% of people can come in now. I can't keep up with the governor, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we were deemed non-essential. We were the only GNC in 50 states deemed non-essential. The only one. So I took it upon myself to open up on a Thursday. We rocked it for 2 days. I believe my competitor across the street called the business and licensing. Licensing guy. Yeah. They suspended me for a week, then until the 30th. We opened back up, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But the story of it is we were the only one. So it hurt business a lot.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We have to. We have no choice.
Yeah.
So life's too short to be bitter, and just move on.
There you go. Well, gosh. Well, Chris Demery, thank you so much for being a part of the show on Chamber Calls. And folks, go out to his shops. He's got a couple of shops that are open right now. They're doing curbside, 50%. Flood his place because it's for our own health. So he's got one over there on Eastern and Windmill, and then the other one just down the street in the Silverado Ranch area. GNC,
you can walk in. You can walk in. Yeah.
Come on in, walk in. Because I know I've been buying turmeric all over the place. As an old guy, I got bad joints. So now inflammation is killing me. So bring it down. So maybe I'll ride down to your place and bring my riding buddies down to your place at some point.
There you go. Let me know. Definitely.
All right. Chris, thank you so much for being a part of the show, brother.
Not a problem. I appreciate you having me.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.